Backup catcher Connor Wong. Should the Red Sox give him more of a chance on playing time? Offensively, quietly, he's done extremely well. Let's take a deep dive. What up, Talk Sox? This is Jeff. Okay, before we take a deep dive into things, we understand, unless you've been living in a very deep hole, that the Red Sox had a complete managerial overhaul. But hey, we cannot dwell on the past. All we can just do is look at now and moving forward, in which we're going to do so here. As of now, the time of the recording, the Red Sox primary catcher is Carlos Narvaez, with backup catcher Connor Wong, in which we're going to talk about here today. First, how did we get here? Well, Connor Wong, he was traded to the Boston Red Sox as part of the Mookie Betts trade back in 2020. The Dodgers selected Connor Wong back in 2017 in the third round. Connor Wong's primarily position is backup catcher currently for the Boston Red Sox, but he does have a background at playing first base and as well as second base. Since that trade, Connor Wong made his professional MLB debut with the Boston Red Sox back in 2021 as a replacement in the 11th inning for JD Martinez. Things didn't really click on as a full starting role for Connor Wong until 2024, in which he had a breakout season that year. When he made his full starter role back in 2024, we believed Wong was going to be the starting catcher for the future, in which during that season, he hit a slash line of 280 batting average, on base percentage of a 333, slugging was at a 425, and OPS 758. While tallying up 125 hits on 13 home runs and 52 RBIs. Good season for the catcher. There were some high hopes that Wong's production would have carried over into 2025, and unfortunately, it did not. And with that, there was a transformation of Carlos Narvaez taking over the starting position. But now here we are in 2026. And this season, even though he's had the backup role, he's actually shined in a lot of areas that a lot of people are just not talking about. And even though Carlos Narvaez is your primary catcher, Wong's results offensively has been better than Carlos Narvaez's. Carlos Narvaez's slash line is not looking as pretty as it did during his breakout season in 2025. To put this into context, in 57 at-bats, he has 1 home run and only 2 RBIs, while supporting a batting average of a 246 and a on-base percentage of a 271. His slugging is down to a 333, and OPS is kicking at 604. Connor Wong's numbers, however, even though he has half of the plate appearances at 33, they're starting to resemble what 2024 looked like for him. As of right now, he has no home runs, no big deal, but he does have 5 RBIs. His batting average is a 273, on-base percentage of a 368, a slugging percentage of a 424, and an OPS of a 792, which is dramatically a lot better performance than what Narvaez is providing to the Boston Red Sox at this time. As of right now, we are just sorely talking about the offensive approach. We will talk about some defensive stuff here just in a moment, but what the Red Sox really need right now is consistency in their offense, in which we have not been able to see all season. Kudos to the Sox. They had a nice big blowout win against the Orioles the other evening. Sure, we're not going to see games like that all the time, but it also gave us a taste of what the Red Sox offense is capable of. One of the key things that I believe that's helping out Connor Wong in his performance this year is that we're seeing a lot more contact. He's only got 6 Ks to his 33 at-bats versus Carlos Narvaez. He's got 17 Ks to his 56 at-bats. Let's take a moment and let's talk about how he is behind the dish. Behind the dish, he's got phenomenal arm strength, and his pop time, which stands out, often leading him to be within the top 10 percentile of the catchers within the league. Pitch framing and blocking has always been an issue of Connor Wong, But believe it or not, I would take his offense approach that's happening this season, and with his great arm strength, I would take that as a starting role any day of the week. 2025, Carlos Narvaez, yeah, he was a standout catcher, offensively and as well as defensively, which led him to the starting role of the 2026 season. Narvaez, back in 2025, he was first amongst catchers with runners caught stealing. Total assists, he was in first. He was tied in 7th for blocks above average, in 2nd for caught stealing above average. In framing runs, he was in 8th amongst all catchers in the league. So he was quite the standout with high expectations coming into this 2026 season. Now for Narvaez, we could call this a sophomore slump. We saw Wong go through it in 2025 where all the metrics have taken a dip. Is this happening now? We just don't know. But until he can shake things off, why not just give Wong some additional at-bats? The Red Sox are in a deep hole, and they need to dig themselves out of that deep hole just to get to 500 once again. We as fans, we're no professionals. We obviously can say all day long, the Red Sox should do it this way, the Red Sox should do it that way. Or would you bring in the guy, we're talking about Wong, a few more times a week to get in those at-bats, allow him to get on base for a greater potential of him scoring into home with maybe winning some more games? Maybe. But that's what we really need right now from the Boston Red Sox. We need to win some more games. The lineup is there. From pitching, batting, relief. We're deep. We're even deep in the farm system. You got to put the best of the best out there. Find a way to get it to click. I've actually just made a video on Talk Sox the other day talking about Tolly. And not so much about what he is, but what he could provide in the locker room. And this goes along with that video that I talked about with Tolly. The team needs to find its niche together. Because on paper, they got what it takes. On the field, they got what it takes. We need to get that consistency. And Wong, I definitely vote for him and being in the lineup a few days more a week. This is Jeff with Talk Sox. We'll catch you all on the next video.